So if you're here on the channel, I hope you like secondhand finds and you like to paint stuff. So in today's video, that's what I'm doing, is I'm taking secondhand finds and I'm painting them. If you're a regular of the channel, you know I am always looking for cubbies, anything with drawers, and this is it. So we are going to just paint this up in a different style. Maybe not chippy. I don't know what it is about multiple drawers, cubbies, places to stash stuff, places to display stuff, but I absolutely love them. So we're going to get all these out. I'm trying to see. Oh, yep, they're just little. If I can get them, of course, one's going to come out easier than the other. It's easier to paint them if I have those out. So I'm going to try just to gently tap it, maybe loosen up that glue. There we go. Oh, everybody's rolling, so I'll put them in there for right now. Now I'm sure this is just MDF board, just pressed wood pulp. So I'm just going to lightly sand them. Did I ever tell you I have a tag fetish? I got to remove that. I cannot paint over that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down. I tried not to sand too much that I revealed too much of that board underneath, but it is kind of hard. But there was a weird texture on it. You probably couldn't see it, but I definitely could feel it. And then you don't want to wet this too awful much because the MDF board or whatever the press stuff, it will swell. And then I'm going to go ahead and tape off. I'll try to get a coordinating color. Okay, I want to prep these by spraying them with some shellac, trying to seal in any of that board that came through. I'm going to be using Fusion's chalk paint and limestone, and this is the onyx color. My shellac is dry. Could I have spray painted them? Probably, but I don't want to spray paint everything. The fun of crafting is also getting to do the craft. 6 little drawers. As you see, the first coat did not cover. We'll let them dry. You can use a heat gun on this, but because I use shellac, if you hold that heat gun too long, the shellac will start to bubble, so you don't want to do that. So sometimes I just set them in front of a fan and let it dry. Starting off with my large surface area first on this piece. And because the back's kind of yucky, I'm painting that too. I'm always amazed how well the second coat takes when it looks like, oh my gosh, it's never going to take with that first coat. With that second coat, once it's dry, just attracts that first coat. I'm not saying we're going to get it covered in two because we're doing light, but really, it's really a difference. I want to seal this black paint in using a clear coat. Okay, I need to put my drawers back in before doing any. Don't worry about, I got cleanup to do, but we're doing the drawers right now. So I have this folk art stencil that I'm going to use. This is nice because these are flat to it, so it makes it a little bit easier to be able to stencil on. So I'm just going to eyeball center So this is where that knob would be. And then I'm taking some of the white oak and I'm going to do a dabber with very little paint on. Oh! So I'm just eyeballing where that center is. It was nice that the knobs would come off. I feel like I'm back in my black and white stage, but don't y'all worry. I'm going to take the heat gun, dry those. And that way I could go to the other side without messing those up. And then this is that coordinating color that goes with the inside. See how I'm doing that? That way I didn't have to paint the inside of it. Now I want to seal those in. I'm going to do some distressing, some sanding on here, but I need to seal that paint in. Okay, so I like the look of this. I like the black, but I think it's too much black. So just by chance, my new order, as I'm trying to collect a lot of these paints from Painted Heirloom, came, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use it. This is Sage. Oh, so still muted. And I think I'm just going to work around already stenciling it. If I want to re-stencil it, I can. We'll just see how it goes. So, okay, I'm going for it. My train of thought is if you don't love it, keep working on it. I like the black, but I'm like, I don't know if that's like, if it will sell. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to keep on painting. Well, I love to paint anyway, so that's my advice I would give anybody. Just keep working on it until you love it. It's just paint. It's just an item. You can sand it off. You can take the paint off. You could add more paint on. Okay, here's the tricky part. How do I make it look good with leaving some of the black and the stencil? Right? Okay. Work on my edges first. I know, I'm sure I have so many people confused. Sometimes getting out what's in my head onto the paintbrush and onto the item. Sometimes you just have to watch. So I'm just going to start bringing it in. Remember, it's a chalk limestone paint, so if I hate it, I can wipe it off because I sealed in my black. And I have this big old waxing brush and some water. So I'm going to just spray it. Get it wet. And now, oh. The brush may be too hard. But remember, It's just, I already sealed them in. It's all good. Or maybe I don't know. We just have fun. Oh, that was a lot of paint. I forgot to dip off. I got so excited about how it was turning out for a second. Okay, so it's definitely, so this is definitely a unique look. So I'm going to try to, now that the paint is dry, work slowly from the middle. I just have Clorox wipes. Remember, I sealed this in. I'll work from the center out. I don't know, I kind of like it. It's kind of different. So this whole, like, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, going back into my comfort zone. I can't help it. So I'm just taking a sponge, makeup sponge, and I'm just going around and fading it in a little bit more. Because anywhere that wet wipe touched, it wants to take it off. So I like the little breakout peekaboo, I guess I would call it. We just need to get the blend going. That's what we're working on, the blend of it all. I probably should have just used this instead of the brush when I was doing it, but sometimes it all doesn't come in your mind all at the right time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and seal this in with Weather Defense so I can sand it. Okay, so I think sanding will bring this all together. So now I got to see if I didn't paint my drawers in. Okay, maybe two. Maybe only two I painted in. I think they're all pretty much the same, so. There we go. Hello. Okay. Yes, I have to clean off my paint slobber. That, messy painter. Distressing it is better than leaving paint. Okay, now I'm going to take some Antiquing Wax by Homestead House, and let's see if that can bring this all together. I don't really think it's changing it too much, but it's a different look. It's a different technique. It's a different everything in this video today. For some reason, the paint cracked. Probably all the layers that I had going on here, but that's okay. I always like some crackage on paint. Okay, let's see if we can get these back in, figure out who goes where. Oh, there we go. We need the knobs, don't we? Okay, knobs it is. So maybe this part of the project will turn out. So I'm going to put a little CA glue. I said little, they did not listen to me. Then we're going to go ahead and stick those back in. I might need my rubber mallet. There we go. See, the color matched. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping these would not have been fun to have to try to figure out how to paint, to sand, any of that. I actually have this pair of ducks. I thought they were neat when I bought them, but they're just hollow resin. And 2 different spots I tried to sell them. So I'm like, you know what? When something doesn't sell, paint it. So let's see what I can come up with for these. So I'm going to start off with cleaning these off, and I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol. I've already cleaned them, but I just want to make sure that there's no oils, none of the lotion I put on my hands is on there. And then that's just what I thought, that that with me cleaning it with alcohol is a little bit of a paint stripper, so it's going to strip any of that paint off. So it's not dirt, as you see, it's just taking off some of that paint. For the ease of painting these one color, I'm going to start off with just spray painting them with some black Rust-Oleum enamel paint. Okay, so this is just spray paint, no top coat, anything, so I'm going to seal it in with a top coat of Weather Defense. So I thought I would just have fun and just paint designs. I don't know if this will work or not. So I'm going to start off with some terracotta color on the beak. So kind of working from parts here and there, and then just seeing where my mind takes me. Could take me to a terrible place, or we could just be having fun in this video. They weren't selling as is, so might as well have some fun painting. Not usually that kind of painter, but you know, that's the fun of creating, not always having to do the same thing over and over again. I don't know, do y'all like to watch me do that over and over again? I like to shock you a little bit and try something new. Whether it works, I don't know. So I kind of had this idea of some flowers, but y'all, I can paint. Does not make me an artist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of a paint brush, and then I'm going to do a little dot, and then maybe a little bigger dot. And then I'm going to take another paintbrush and then into a different color. I have amber and marigold. And then I'm just going to dot it. I need to make my little circles bigger. I will. And I'm sure you're thinking, oh my God, you're going to take forever. Probably. I might. Oops. One little flower. Okay, now I'm going to switch back. I'm just going to guesstimate. Switch back. going to be hand painted, so they're not all going to be the same. Their similarities will be color, because I had to get underneath that neck, which was not a great angle. Oh, I got two. And you can critique yourself to death, but don't do it. Honestly, for me, this is a relaxing project. Because I don't know about you guys, but I am not a computer expert. Just because I make YouTube videos and videos for social media does not make me an expert. I spent all day clearing up my computer yesterday, deleting. I did not know that your messages, because everything's in the cloud, were all connected to each other. So I was deleting messages, taking up too much storage on my Mac since 2019, since the day I bought that thing. Oh my goodness. The things we do. Much rather do that than spend the money to buy a new one, but I'm just going to keep going until I feel like I have, oh, paper's down, paper's down. Till I have an area filled that I'm happy with. Well, I have a hole back there. So now I'm going to try to start dropping down. Did I put the wrong color on as one of my dots? I did, but that's hence why I wanted to seal this in and paint it first that way, and then I'm using a paint that is able to wipe off when I make a mistake. You'll have that. It'll happen. Perfect I am not. So I smashed, I tried to do the other side, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to wait for it to dry. I'm just going to tap it and make it look like it's a detail. It was meant to be that way, because I'm doing the other side, and I'm like, oh no, I'm smashing that side. It's okay. So I like the dots, so I'm going to keep doing the dots. So I'm doing Storm and Rosemary on this one, which I think is supposed to be the guy. And I think I'm not going to try to do flowers because I couldn't really stay. I couldn't. It was so hard, and then the texture. So I'm just going to go. Do a line. And just make a decision of where I was going to stop. Nope, my line didn't stay straight, y'all. Actually, the flowers took me a pretty long time because I thought I was doing flowers. And some look like flowers. If you're doing just a square thing, then it would work out wonderful, but ooh, wrong end. See, the texture is what kind of throws me off here. You want to do a little dot, but the texture is like, no, you're not going to be doing a dot today. You're going to do a hexagon or half of a triangle. Too much. Now stop, y'all. I'm not straightening that line out. So the perfectionist probably should turn the channel. I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. Okay, start the other side. Same motion. Okay, I think I need to do some eyeballs here. I think yellow. They're already carved out. I don't know. Let's see how this works. There's still some details here. My dots are dry now. So on these pieces, there's indentations of where they were carved. Paint for me, and then try to show you all. Let me see if I can do this. I'm just following the curved details. So I ended up touching up the paint. I just couldn't do it. It made me look like a messy painter, which I wasn't at that time. So I'm sealing these in with weather defense so I can sand and give them a little bit more age. So the weather defense is glossy, so I think just doing some sanding. It's resin, so I got to be careful not to go crazy, because paint just absorbs differently in wood, of course, than resin that's and then I think the distressing of the sanding will make my imperfect dots go to bed together a little bit better. So like I said, the sanding will help hide the imperfections of my dots that aren't perfect. Yeah, kind of bring it all together. So we're going to take some antiquing wax, which is dark, and see what it does to it. Because I'm just trying to tone down that the paint and the weather defense that is dark, and then just reseal everything in. So some may see a bowl. I think it's a bowl. I think it's a hand-turned bowl. But I'm a decor lover, and I like to rise things up. So if we flip it over, it can be a riser. Though here's where you can tell that it's a handmade piece, because where they would have put it on the lay, there's the holes. So as I said, I'm going to make this into a riser. I love all that little detail, but we need to fill in these holes. So I just have a baggie. This just has DAS air dry clay in it. And I'm just going to push it into there to fill in those holes. Okay, my air dry clay is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and sand it. Okay, I want to seal this in, especially that air dry clay. It'd be fun to see the difference between how this piece, because it's real wood paints, compared to the little cubby drawers that I did. Because wood is going to actually soak in the paint, so it's going to paint much better. So I want to seal this black paint in so I can paint it with some different colors, so the paints don't all mix. I'm going to seal it in with a clear coat. Yes, I want to paint the inside of this too, so it looks intentional, that it doesn't look like I forgot about the inside. Now that I have it black, I'm going to take, I thought I wasn't going to make chippy, but I can't help it, it's just in me. So, because some of the paint's not sticking when I moved it, so I'm just going to take some wax. This is Sweet Pickins beeswax. I'm going to take some of the rosemary, and we're going to go ahead and paint this. I had these visions of painting each stripe a different color, and I'm like, yeah, once you get it black and the base color on, I'm like, I'm not feeling that. Let's see what this looks like by sanding it. So sealed it in with some weather defense. I can wipe it off and leave it as is. But I'm just taking some of that white oak. Paint. So I do want to add a little bit more detail. I have the Folk Art Pennsylvania object not to roll. My paint's probably dry now. Some dots, I think. Oh, I just wanted to do something not going to be easy. No. Round object too hard. So just a distressed riser is what it will be. Today's projects, I did feel like I was on a struggle bus. I was just like, I want to do this, but I can't achieve it. I don't know how to achieve it. Or am I overthinking it? Am I putting too much thought in it? I'm not putting enough thought into it. So I want to share that yes, I get on the struggle bus, and man, I don't want to be on there too long, but these were a little bit out of my comfort zone. It's nice to change and try something new. Sometimes you just go back to your same old. I guess I'm just a distressor. That's just how that is. I like age chippy. But I had a lot of fun doing these projects. Yes, even on the struggle bus, you have to laugh at yourself. Like, oh, what is going on here? Anyway, so thanks for watching today's video. I hope I've inspired you just to stay on that bus, work through it, do something until you like it, set it off to the side, come back to it 2 days later. Or I know some people don't come back to it at all, but it's all good. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye.